Hi, welcome to Curiosity. Today, let's take a hilarious journey through ocean's depths and uncovering the mystery lurking below. Do you know that 70% of Earth's surface is covered by oceans, and 96% of Earth's water is seawater? Yep, our planet is one giant water salty park. However, we humans know less about our oceans than we do about outer space. Only about 5% of the ocean have been explored. That's right. We understand the ocean as well as your grandma understands TikTok. So let's dive in and see what we can find. First up, do you know the average depth of the ocean? It's about 3,680 meters. That's roughly the height of Mount Sima, Yukon. Wait, is that a new sneaker brand? No, that's a real mountain, not a brand. In contrast, the average land height is just 860 meters. Compared to land, the ocean is quite deep and vast. Talking about feeling shallow. The deepest part of the ocean is the Mariana Trench, which is a staggering 11K meters deep. That's even higher than Mount Everest. If you stick Mount Everest into the trench, you still have room for an Olympic diving board on top. From Everest Peak to the trench bottom, we're talking about 20,000 meters of sheer vertical madness. 20,000 meters is like 50 Empire State Buildings stacking up together. Wow. Now, let's dive down. First, 3 meters. It's typical swimming pool depth. Perfect for cannibal scales. Dive it down to 20 to 30 meters. Here, you will find coral reefs and aquatic plants chilling. It's like the underwater version of your grandma's garden. I keep talking about Grandma Jane. Diving down to 40 meters. This is the limit for recreational diving. If you dive deeper than 40 meters, you start to experience joint pain, dizziness, similar to altitude sickness. Kind of like I have too much margarita. Kind of like I have too many margaritas on Sunday morning. Interestingly, humans experience these symptoms when we go way up or way down. It's like nature telling us to chill and not to go those places. Ever heard of deepest swimming pool? It's also 40 meters deep and located in an Italian hotel called Montenegro Dam. What kind of a weird name it is? Why did they make it so deep? It's designed for diving enthusiasts. Imagine asking for extra towers in that hotel. All right, let's continue diving. 70 meters. At this depth, people start hallucinating at this depth. Maybe you will spot a mermaid or your ex. The whale shark, the world's largest fish, generally live at this depth. Okay, let's dive deeper. 100 meters. The limit for professional divers. Here lives the North Pacific giant octopus. This octopus can change its color like chameleon, and it's enormous. It can grow up to 6 meters long. In ancient times, when people caught it, it was often considered a sea monster. I still consider it a sea monster if I see the octopus now. I mean, it's almost 4 times taller than me and changes color, and I don't like brown. Oh, let's keep going down 130 meters. This depth is where the world's deepest underwater wedding was held. Wait, what? Wedding? Underwater? 130 meters? What? Yes, you heard it right. In 2014, a Japanese and American diver got married in Thailand. These two peoples were professional divers. They want to have a wedding that no one else could have. So, they held a wedding underwater. And the priest dived with them. Who was the priest? The priest was their diving coach, surprisingly. Wow, talk about multitasking. He must make a fortune in the wedding business, by the way. Think about it. How many people can be a priest and a diving coach at the same time? Not many. Well, people in general don't get married underwater. It's a very niche market. Continuing to dive deeper, at 200 meters underwater, we usually refer to it as deep sea because at this depth, light is insufficient for photosynthetics. So, below this depth, there are no green plants. However, at this depth, the longest fish in the world exists, called oarfish. The recorded length was 56 feet, which is 17 meters. Well, most of them are close to 9 meters, like 30 feet. Also, there's an extreme sport called free diving at this depth. What's free diving? Free diving is like holding your breath to impress your friends, but on a whole new level. What's the world record? An Australian named Herbert Nitsch holds the world record for the deepest diving. In 2012, he managed to go down to 253.2 meters in one breath. Wow, he must really impress his friends. Well, it came with a he suffered severe decompression sickness immediately afterward and subsequently retired from competitive events. This record was incredible and also almost impossible to break. Well, first of all, you can only do it once. Second, as I mentioned earlier, beyond 100 meters, people start to experience hallucinations. Do you know what happens when you dive deeper? Due to pressure, your internal organs get compressed. Eventually, your lungs get separated from the chest cavity, causing permanent damage. It's like diving down while your body screams, "Are we there yet?" However, Nitsch managed to use the pressure to compress his abdomen, pushing his internal organs upwards to support his lungs and prevent them from collapsing, allowing him to reach 253.2 meters. That's something ordinary people cannot do. Wow. Sounds like he really tried hard to impress his friends. I hope his friends worth it. Alright, let's continue dive to 300 meters. At 300 meters, you will meet the giant crabs that people often eat, called Japanese spider crabs. They have very long legs and tiny bodies. When their legs are stretched out, they can be 4 meters long. Perfect for a crab-like buffet. Besides crab, humans have also reached this depth. Without any equipment, a person's deepest dive is 253 meters. With equipment such as an oxygen tank, a person can dive 332 meters deep for record. This record was set by Egyptian Ahmed Gaber in 2014. He used an oxygen tank and reached this depth in 15 minutes. He initially aimed for 350 meters, but at 332 meters, he lost sensation and began experiencing various hallucinations. So he had to start ascending. It took him only 15 minutes to descend. Do you know how long does it take him for ascend? How long? 30 minutes? 13 hours and 35 minutes to ascend. That long? What happened? Yes, the entire dive took almost 14 hours. Why did it take so long to ascend? Because the oxygen tank has oxygen, nitrogen, and other gases. Inhaling them compressed bubbles into his bloodstream. These bubbles almost vanish under pressure, but if he ascended too fast, they would expand rapidly. Boom! He would risk exploding or getting oxygen toxicity, which could permanently damage eyes, spine, and nerves. So he had to ascend slowly, 25 meters per hour, taking 13.5 hours to surface. Luckily, 30 staff monitored him, making it safe-ish. Breaking this world record? Not easy. Listen, want to avoid exploding? Don't dive too deep. Exploding will get you more subscribers quickly. Bobby Dad. Yeah. By the way, Submarines generally operate at a depth of around 300 to 500 meters. Alright, let's continue diving to 500 meters. This depth is no longer the human world. Everything I mentioned earlier was part of human world. Now, we're entering an alien world. The blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, dives to a maximum depth of 500 meters. The blue whale is not only significant in size, but also a very loud booming voice. The sounds they make can be heard by other blue whales up to 1,600 kilometers. It's around 1,000 miles away. Pop quiz. Besides blue whales, do you know another animal can swim at this depth? Penguins. How do you know? From the movie Penguin of Madagascar. The largest species of penguin is the emperor penguin. These dapper birds can dive over 500 meters and stay underwater for 10 minutes. I officially named the emperor penguin the ocean's coolest and most pressure-resistant bird. Alright, let's continue diving to 600 meters. You'll find the berry-like fish with a transparent head here. Yup, it's like the fish version of an invisible man. Its eyes face upward, so it's always looking for food. If you bring one to the surface, it explodes. So, you mean I can ever catch this kind of fish, right? Right, unless you want fish fireworks. This depth is even more than the height of One World Trade Center. Continuing to 700 meters. 700 meters is where European eels live. You love eel sushi, right? People think eels live in rivers or lakes. Eels actually spending half their time in the sea. They return to rivers to spawn. And that's when fishermen catch them. It's a dilemma for eels. How so? If they dive down, they can reproduce. They come up, they become sushi rolls. Continuing to 900 meters. At 900 meters, the giant squid lurks. These legendary creatures have eyes as wide as their heads and can be several meters long. We don't see them often because we rarely visit their depths. But trust me, they're out there. And how do we know? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Alright, continuing to 1,000 meters. At 1,000 meters, we enter the bathypelagic zone. Patrick, can say that 3 times faster. Bathypelagic, bathypelagic, bathypelagic. Anyway, it's pitch black, and things start to get spooky. Very few creatures hang out here, and the pressure is intense. It's like nature's version of horror movie. Continuing to 1,300 meters. At 1,300 meters, the leatherback turtles swim with styles. These turtles have soft shells and return to beach to lay eggs, therefore diving back down. Sharing this depth is the gobbling shark, the ocean's own alien. It has jars that shoot out to catch prey. Think alien, meat jars. Ugh. So if it bites you, you probably die from the shock before the bite. Alright, let's continue dive down to 1,700 meters. At 1,700 meters, we meet adorable southern elephant seal. These big-nosed cuties can dive deep and weigh up to 5 tons. Imagine a 7-meter-long seal. Continuing to a depth of 2,000 meters. It gets scarier. At this depth, it gets even creepier with black dragonfish. These 9-meter-few creatures have sharp teeth and glowing lures. They're like the ultimate deep-sea anglerfish, blending in with darkness to snatch prey. Continuing down to 3,000 meters. At 3,000 meters, we enter the abyssal zone. The water temperature is only 1 to 2 degrees Celsius at this depth. By the way, that's 33 degrees Fahrenheit for our American friends. Oh, why American is so difficult? There's no light. The water pressure exceeds 300 atmospheres. Fish are rarely seen at this depth. But a giant creature lives here, the sperm whale. It's technically not a fish. The sperm whale can dive to 3,000 meters and making it the deepest diving whale. Why is it called a sperm whale? It comes from the waxy substance called spermaceti found in its head. The name sperm whale is a shortened version of spermaceti whale. Hey, it's a family channel. Watch your mouths, okay? Really? People nowadays are so sensitive. I'm offended. Anyhow, this substance is highly valued. Similar to sandalwood, in ancient times, royalty used this substance for perfumes or colognes. It can also be used in medicine. Continue down to 3,800 meters. At 3,800 meters lies the Titanic. It sank in 1912. Over 100 years have passed, and the ship remains underwater. The director of Titanic, James Cameron, had been there 33 times. 33 times? He must really love that movie. You bet. Continuing down to 6,000 meters. At 6,000 meters, welcome to the Hato Zoo. Japan's Metsubo Shinkai 6500 reached 6,500 meters in 1989. Not to be outdone, China's Jiaolong reached 7,000 meters in 2012. The ocean's basement just got more compact. Continuing down to 8,000 meters, this is the most profound depths where fish have ever been found. In April 2017, a Chinese deep-sea exploration team discovered a white fish at the depths of 8,178 meters. Later, in August, a Japanese team also found the same type of fish at this depth. I wonder if it's the same little guy. The Japanese team later discovered several more. They offered some shrimp and other food for the fish to eat. Talk about expensive imported food. This fish doesn't yet have an official name. Let's call it a fish face MacDippy or fishy MacDip. Whether this fish can swim to deeper depths is unknown, and whether other types of fish are at deeper level is also unknown. Continuing down to 10,000 meters. At 10,660 meters, giant single-celled organisms has been discovered. This organism, despite being a single cell, is 20 centimeters long. Imagine a 20 centimeter long seal. It's like a 2/3 of a Subway foot-long sandwich. Wow. Our body cells are microscopic and too small to be seen. These are like a seal monsters from science flick. Let's look at the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench. The deepest point is the Challenger Deep, which is 11,034 meters deep. This trench was measured to be the deep back in the 1950s. How was it measured? We know sonar usually only measures depths up to around 1,000 to 2,000 meters. Scientists use bombs to measure this depth. They drop bombs into the trench, and the explosion creates a sound wave. By analyzing these waves, they calculate the depths. Explosion for exploration? Imagine Lewis and Clark did that. So far, 4 people have reached this depth. In 1960s, Donald Walsh and Jacques Piccard reached 10,960 meters down. It took 5 hours to descend, but they quickly surfaced after spotting a crack in the seafloor. Before heading up, they managed to scoop out some flatfish and shrimp. The next person to reach this depth was James Cameron in 2012, sponsored by National Geographic and Rolex. Cameron stayed at the bottom for over 2 hours. He reported seeing shrimp-like creatures about 3 centimeters long, but nothing else. He described the sea floor as barren like the surface of the moon. The most recent person to reach this depth is a financier and an explorer called Victor Vescovo from United States, who reached 10,928 meters, and he reported seeing nothing but a pile of garbage bag on the sea floor. Well, at least humanity will be remembered for something. So, in 1960, they saw flatfish and shrimp. 2012, only shrimp were observed. And by 2019, only garbage bags were seen. If someone goes there again in the future, there might be even less to see. Exploring deep sea helps us understand the extremes of life. Most life forms need water. Guess what? 94% of known species live in water. Land dwellers like us are the odd ones out. Even as land creatures, we still need water to survive. No known life forms can live without water. What about archbacteria? Some microorganisms can enter a state of suspended animation without water. You may like playing that? Right. They show no sign of life or metabolism, but with a drop of water, they come back to life. Okay, why did you bring it up? Imagine a drop of water on the barren, rocky surface of the moon. It's entirely possible life could have emerged millions of years ago. I must be a genius, am I? Wow. I'm out.